So you might have issues with issues with that if the weather changes, if it gets humid. Santa Fe stays mostly dry, so you're good.
Yeah.
I was a little concerned about it coming from Seattle to here because when it dries out, the wood contracts and a lot of times it cracks. But it hasn't. So
On yours?
No, on yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry about it. Some people have humidifying devices they put in there, but
Yeah.
But
I
if
mean,
yours
I
is-
used one with my acoustic.
yeah. If yours is adjusted to it, what's worse is going from dry to humid to dry to humid. So if you say your house is humidified and you leave,
Yeah.
and then you come back, it's just going to go until it cracks.
Okay.
So you have to be careful with that. The seams are made to pop open. You'd rather that give than the wood crack. So a lot of times what happens is the glue gives as the humidity changes too. But just bring it in from time to time, and or if, I can work with you a little bit and just check it out every single time we do that. You don't have to have
I mean,
it
that would be a
perfectly
lot of
tuned
fun.
to practice open strings.
Big, little, big,
Yeah.
little.
Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
You'll see. Next
Yeah.
time,
Yeah. And again, just remember physics. If it's going that way, it's not going to grab the string as much. So, yeah.
remind me about how to set up the grip, too.
Okay.
So you said make a...
Yeah, raise your hand,
Uh-huh.
bend your thumb. The bow goes between the flesh and the nail in that little corner where you saw where the frog had that tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goes in that little corner. Middle two fingers wrap around opposite the thumb. Pinky sets up on top. This finger wraps around. Ideally, you want the stick in this last joint, but that's not critical. Some people play like that and they do just fine. I like it, and I think it's more efficient further out. But so it should look like this, flat across the top, and like a claw. But then you don't want to squeeze it.
Here,
You want-
Sufyan.
Yes.
Dude, hold... You see I'm recording here? Can you, Andrew's gonna show me how to hold the bow real fast so I can remember. It'll help me with this video.
Okay.
So I'll take it out. Show me how to place this
Oh,
again.
the fat end goes on the side where the chin rest. So that one side is a
Okay.
little wider than the other. The side with the deep curve goes on the chin rest side. And you'll adjust it to what feels comfortable.
And then picking up the bow, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
Okay.
let me just,
Yeah,
is it
so
okay to
just,
set it
just,
like
yeah,
this?
just put that down. Don't even worry about that.
To
Okay.
tighten the bow, just go ahead and turn
Um,
this clockwise, and I
away,
want
yeah.
like a...
Away from you. Yeah, just hold it here with the one hand. And then turn it away from you. And just keep going, keep going, keep going. If you leave it tight, the hair is going to stretch. So you want
Okay.
to loosen it. Keep going. And it depends on what feels good to you. Personally,
Little more?
I'd probably tighten it a little bit more. But yeah, that's about right. It's personal.
I can see.
Yeah.
Okay, now... And this has rosin on the
Yeah, it does.
hair, so...
Not a
is
lot,
this-
but it has rosin on it.
Did you say this is, what kind of bow is this? It's for a violin.
It's a wood bow. This actually is Brazil wood. The best kind of wood for a bow is generally called Pernambuco, which is from Brazil. Pernambuco ironically translates to Brazil wood. But this Brazil wood in America is a generic term for like a similar species that's cheaper.
Okay.
So this is not a real majorly expensive wooden bow. It's just
Hey, Sufyan, don't go like back and forth like that. Like hold the camera.
Okay, so there it is. Then to hold it, you raise your hand, your right hand.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Bend your thumb. Okay, it goes between the flesh and the nail. These fingers wrap around. Yeah. Okay, pinky goes on top, and I do it this direction so there's no weight on your pinky right now.
Okay.
And this wraps around right at that last joint, and then I'm going to do one little thing. I'm going to push that in.
Okay.
There. And then if I always have people rested on their shoulder just so there's no weight on your pinky. The biology of the hand, there are no muscles there. So this muscle has to gain the strength. It's not one that has a lot. It has to gain the strength to hold it that way. So, for instance, you're locking a leg, right? That's going to be your instinct with a pinky when you get tired, is to lock it out. Imagine you have to stand like this. I mean, they do that for us in boxing to strengthen our legs. We do wall stands, So it's going to take some work, and your instinct is going to be to lock out like you're doing now. It's efficient. I mean, it's just human nature. It helps us. But you'll need to develop that. Because especially as you play in this area of the bow, most of the weight is pulling that way. So you want to be able to control that. You want to have the strength and stamina to be doing that.
So that you can apply that pressure against the string at that angle.
Yeah, when you're in this part of the bow up against the frog, your pinky is what does all the work. When you're at the tip, a lot of guys, they even lift their pinky off. It just...
Yeah,
I think it looks cool. You watch a video of Itzhak Perlman, his pinky is sticking way up.
He's practiced every single day of his life, so
Yeah.
I guess it's his...
Yeah, the guy's a god.
It's his technique or his style.
Yeah, it's just things develop like that. There's no particular
flair.
reason for it.
I don't have any flair right now. So
yeah.
Okay.
So that's it, and then just try to keep those around because those hold.
And then to make, let's see. So I put the. Let's see if I can hold this.
Yeah.
You said
and up on your shoulder. There's a whole routine that I can show you to get the violin up in the right place too.
Okay.
But for now, just up there. There. Feel like your arm is, relax that. You want the weight, and then you just pull. That's right. And if you get any funny sound, that's it. You know that there are only three things. I did well on the SAT, not because I was a good student, because the right answer was there, right? It's A, B, C, or D. When it comes to making a sound, there are four things. You only need three right now. There's your weight, your sounding point, and your speed. Those are the three ingredients. Right combination. Say you have more weight, you need more speed. You have less weight, you need less speed.
Okay.
If you're closer to the bridge, you generally need more weight. If you're further away, less weight. Less weight, more speed. So, for instance, watch. You go like this. Move it fast, all of a sudden what happens?
And all of a sudden you have your vibration.
You get a better, So, and you'll see in the video, your first instinct is to be like this, and that's not straight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're telling me. And so the best person that you ever worked with was blind.
Because in the end, in the end, it became about the relationship between this and this. That's why I was saying again, if you want to hold it away from it's this resistance, these two pushing together to find the right thing. And if you just feel it, all you have to do is feel a straight bow. Once you feel that sizzle, that contact, you don't need to watch it. You just feel. You feel there's a resistance when you're at the tip. That doesn't feel the same as that. Here, push here, there. You see? And it doesn't make a good sound. Now put it there and push. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got the funny sound because it was about this
like
much.
That, or
you strayed too far from the bridge. You're actually pretty straight, but you went a little too far that way. So it's simple. Simple in concept. It takes some practice to get control. So violin is hard. There's no question. And then you loosen it and
stow it.
Yeah. And if you're patient, I wouldn't even worry about what you're doing with the left hand. Just do open strings.
Okay.
Flip it the other way. Yeah. Some cases have room to do it both ways, but that one doesn't. The shape of it. They have other kinds of shoulder rests and things like that. That's just the most common. The guy that invented that actually went to jail for fraud in the violin world, and when he got out, nobody wanted to deal with him, but he invented that, and now he's got tons of money.
Nick, no, say that again. What did he invent?
The shoulder rest. People had shoulder rests. This particular design.
How did he get in trouble for that? Sufia.
Selling instruments to people on purpose. There's a guy in Germany, Mackold, who went to jail because he was selling Strads to world banks, but they didn't know it. So he'd sell the same Strad to different banks and just give them something weird to put in their vault. And they all thought they owned Strads, and here he bought himself a castle. He I don't remember what Joseph Kuhn did in particular, but there was a guy in St. Louis, is it Reeve or what is his name? I can't think of his name now. Reeve is the guy in Denver who's a crook. There's a guy in St. Louis that was a crook. His family is disowned him. And what he would do is he was bad at book. So he'd sell somebody's violin, but nobody's calling you every day, did you sell my violin? It takes a long time. And then he'd take the money and he'd pay somebody else with it. So he was kiting because he didn't have the money. So, you sell your car and pay the guy before. And then you sell somebody else's car when you finally called and say, hey, where's my money? So he went to jail. He's a bow maker. God, I wish I could remember his name. It happened.
Well, I mean, to be in the business,
Yeah.
you have to really know how to hustle.
Well,
Because
that's true.
it's such a specialty.
But it's a hard business.
And
yeah.
I mean, you're dealing with,
Um,
well, anyways.
yeah. It's not like any other kind of sales that I know of. The sales are extraordinarily difficult. I mean, there's a lot of competition. Musicians don't have a lot of money. Investors don't have a lot of knowledge. And they're always afraid of getting ripped off, and they're always people, the world is so small, you want somebody to certify an instrument, and why? Oh, because I'm selling it. Oh, and then they'll look up the guy and they'll call it, they'll call him and say, I got one too. This guy, it's such a small world, so.
So
sales are hard.
you've been in that world.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. I just kind of ran out of gas.
Yeah, unbelievable. Hey, this is really inspiring.
No
to
problem
me.
there.
Big,
I'll let
and
you
it-
get back to your
Yeah,
game.
and I guess another day when we both have the same day off.
Yeah.
Go ahead and end the video.